Vice President Marjorie Taylor Greene, according to NBC News exclusive, reporting the controversial Georgia Congresswoman is setting her sights on just that, a presidential ticket, hoping to team up with former President Donald Trump as his VP in 2024. Former Trump aide Steve Bannon, who spoke to Greene about the job, told NBC News she, quote, sees herself on the short list. I want to bring in NBC senior national politics reporter Jonathan Allen, who wrote the NBCnews.com exclusive. Elise Jordan joins us again. Jonathan, this is, I think a lot of people are just going to try to swallow this idea that it could be a Trump-Greene 2024 ticket. What more are your sources telling you about the viability, the reality that something like this could happen?
Yeah, I mean, nobody I talked to is certain that Donald Trump's going to do this, of course. We're a long way away from him actually making a short list and vetting candidates. He obviously really likes Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is somebody who has immense ambition, as Steve Bannon said to me. He paraphrased an old Washington saw saying every time she looks in the mirror, she sees a president staring back at her. The vice presidency might be the fastest route to do that. Of course, there are, again, a lot of obstacles. Number one, Trump picking her, him being the nominee, and of course, winning the presidency, all of which remain in doubt.
Yeah, who knew that Steve Bannon was a fan of Cokie Roberts, of course, the longtime ABC analyst who said when this individual looked in the mirror, they saw a president there. Let me ask Elise about this for a second. Elise, just give us your gut check on the potential for a Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene ticket.
I think it's highly unlikely, but I do think that the fact that something that we're talking about and it's being floated by Steve Bannon and people are curious and responding to it does show how she has captured the imagination of the far right of the Republican Party and the mainstream media, frankly. And she has been such an incredible first-term fundraiser, and that's given her a lot of power within the Republican caucus. And so you look at how she had a pretty strategic alliance with Kevin McCarthy in his, repeated speaker bid recently, and he persevered. And she played a pretty pivotal role in that as someone from the far right who didn't defect with any of the Freedom Caucus. So you do see how her star is somewhat ascendant, yet it's got a limit. I think there definitely is a there.
Well, you're dead on when you talk about her fundraising prowess, in spite of so many of the things that she says, the misinformation on COVID, is to say nothing of anything else. Mind you, she's on the coronavirus subcommittee in this new Congress as selected by Speaker Kevin McCarthy. And it does, Jonathan, raise questions, or maybe perhaps give us some answers to what we saw happen over the course of the last couple of weeks here, where it was Kevin McCarthy getting backup from Marjorie Taylor Greene, who even alienated members of the Freedom Caucus during the whole speakership fight right there. And a lot of people were saying, what an unlikely alliance that is, but maybe this helps us understand it better.
Absolutely, Peter. She's shown, as Elise was saying, she can raise money. She raised over $12 million in the last cycle, putting her in the top 10 of House candidates, in her second term. She has shown she can throw rocks at the establishment, light fires on the outside. What she hasn't shown is the ability to work inside the system, the ability to get things done. And whether she wants to be Donald Trump's vice presidential nominee or she simply wants to rise in the House, that's something she's going to have to show. Is not just that she can be the one-trick outsider, but somebody who has more political capability than that. And I know in talking to her staff that today that what they're saying is she's really just focused on these committee assignments and working inside the Congress right now.
Elise, what specifically does Donald Trump need to try to do with a VP selection? It doesn't sound like Mike Pence would share a ticket with him. He could be his own presidential candidate. Is there anything he can do to try to sort of re-energize a shrinking base?
Well, Trump doesn't really have to do anything to re-energize that shrinking base, because I think they're going to be with him no matter what. It would be helpful for him to woo back some of the Republicans who like him but are tired of all of his antics, are tired of the chaos and the drama and the profanity, vitriol that comes with him. And so if he could have someone who was seen as palatable to evangelicals and to the more business-minded community, that certainly would be more helpful for Taylor Greene.
I can't tell you how many Republicans I talked to on the ground as I was on the road during the midterms who said, we want someone like Trump, but less crazy. They often have been siding with Ron DeSantis in recent days. It does raise real questions about where this conversation goes from here. Jonathan Allen, Elise Jordan, both of you, we say thanks.